Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today in this video, we're gonna talk about replacing your stock treble hooks on your hard baits with a premium treble hook like the TBL 930 from Hayabusa. Now, a lot of pros harp on this topic because it is super important. You wouldn't believe how often a treble hook will get dulled just from working over rocks or something like that, or just catching a lot of fish. But also, how insufficient some of the stock treble hooks that you find on baits really are. There's some old footage from Glenn Lau back in the day in his movies that are really cool. I've got them on VHS. A lot of you guys have probably seen it, like Big Mouth Forever. Those videos show a lot of underwater footage of Homer Circle, the legendary angler. He was casting a crankbait and reeling it back. He didn't feel a bite, but a lot of big bass came up and would suck in that crankbait and spit it back out. And that just shows you how critical it is to have really sticky, sharp hooks on your baits. And like I said before, you'd be amazed at how quickly hooks can dull just through regular use and catching fish. But the main thing that I want to talk about, because the topic of like whether or not you should change your treble hooks is talked about a lot. What I really want to focus on in this video, because it's something that I've struggled with over the years and have had to learn through just experimentation, is what baits do you need to stay with the exact size treble hook that come with them, and what baits can you upsize the treble hook? Most of the time you're upsizing, you're not usually downsizing. But what baits are a little less susceptible to changing out the treble hooks with different sizes. So I just wanted to kind of go through that, because I've learned throughout the years what baits I can, upsize the treble hooks to get a better hooking percentage, and what baits you definitely do not want to do that with. All right, so the first bait that I'm going to talk about is one that definitely isn't affected that much if you want to upsize the hooks. This bait right here, everybody knows it. Lipless Crankbait. This is a Strike King Red Eye Shad. In this situation, I've got 2/0 hooks on there, or size 2 hooks on there. But when I got this bait out of the package, I think it had size 4 originally out of the box. But I like to upsize my lipless crankbaits for the most part to size 2, because it doesn't affect the action overall. These baits don't have any buoyancy to begin with, so I'm not worrying about the overall weight. It still has a great vibration to it. In fact, I think that the sway of the heavier hooks actually adds to the overall side-to-side vibration sometimes. Not with every bait, but with this one and a lot of them. And I feel like I get a good hooking percentage, because one of the things that's a problem with the lipless crankbait in general is a lot of times you're fishing in cold water and sometimes fish just swipe at it. And so I want to maximize my hooking percentage by upsizing the hook. So I'll go to a size 2 and have no issue with like your normal like 5/8 or 1/2 ounce lipless crankbait. So lipless cranks, you can upsize and not have too many issues with the action or just the overall orientation in the water with that bait. Another bait that you can definitely upsize your hooks on is a deep diving crankbait. So deep diving crankbaits like this one right here, this is the Strike King 5XD. This is my favorite overall deep diving crankbait, favorite ledge bait, if I can get it down to the right depth. And for some reason, and this applies to a lot of the deep diver crankbaits, so like the 8XD, 10XD, the 6XD, all of these crankbaits you can upsize the hooks and still have a great action and an even better hooking percentage. I don't know why you can do this with a deep diving crankbait. I think it just has such a pronounced wobble to it that I don't think that the extra weight actually hampers it. I think sometimes it actually helps. With a 5XD or a similar crankbait of this size, a size 2 is definitely as big as you want to go. And so, you know, with the bigger crankbaits, obviously you want to go quite a bit bigger. Like a 10XD takes a very, very large treble hook. But these deep diving crankbaits don't seem to be that affected by upsizing. Sometimes I will stick with like a 4 or 5 size treble hook on these baits, but a lot of times, especially if I'm getting a lot of short strikes, I'm going to be fishing, you know, the 2 watts, and it doesn't seem to affect them much because they're already super buoyant. So adding the next size up may, you know, slow the rate of floating, but it's still going to have quite a bit of buoyancy to you know, get off the bottom and get away from snags and that sort of thing. So it doesn't seem to affect the buoyancy all that bad, and it doesn't seem to affect the action. So these deep diving crankbaits tend to work well with upsized hooks. All right, the next bait that works well with upsized hooks is, you know, this one's kind of split because there's some that work well with the upsized hooks within this category and some that do not. So for instance, this bait right here, this is a Yozuri topwater walking bait. Another example that is really good is a Zero Spook. Both of these baits, because of how like super buoyant they are and just the overall very wide defined action that they have, I like to go to a bigger hook. Okay, so Zero Spooks, this one right here, they tend to work well with those size 2 again. I can go from, you know, the stock size 4s to the 2s, and a lot of Zero Spooks actually include 2s anyways. But because they have such a defined side to side and consistent walk the dog action, they tend to work really good, and they're already so buoyant that the hooks actually, the upsize hooks, don't really drag it underneath. But the other options on the market that are also really good, like this Vixen right here, this one, I feel like it has a little bit more of a action that gets hindered by heavier hooks. So I tend to stick with the size 4s that you find on the Vixen. I think they're size 4, but I tend to stick with these smaller hooks. For some reason, the bigger hooks just don't tend to work nearly as well with this style bait. And you really just have to experiment with the different types of topwaters. You know, with like poppers, for instance, and prop baits, I generally like to stick with the size hooks that you find when you buy them new, instead of upsizing. Okay, so a lot of topwaters will be a little bit fickle, and you really just have to experiment. Again, I would say Zero Spooks and some of these other big walking topwaters are kind of the exception and not the rule. Most topwaters, you want to be very careful about how big of a hook you put on them, because you don't want them to sink, and that could affect the action quite a bit. But I have found for sure that these Vixens tend to like those smaller hooks that they generally come with. Some other baits that you don't want to put bigger hooks on or get too big with the hooks are finesse crankbaits. Okay, this one right here is the DT6 from Rapala. This one comes with size 5 hooks, I believe, and I like to stick with those size 5 hooks in general because it's a very finesse bait. It's already, you know, and every single bait is a little bit different because it's made out of wood. I've had some that like to float pretty good. They've got a lot of buoyancy. Some that are very, very neutrally buoyant, so they will actually suspend more. And in that situation, you just need to know what crankbait you have and how much buoyancy it has, because if you start adding bigger hooks to a already neutrally buoyant bait, it could start sinking, and you're going to start snagging a lot more, and it's just not going to run right. And so, you know, I really try to be very careful when it comes to smaller crankbaits like the DT6, Wigglewarts, you know, Bandit 200s. I try to stick with the stock size hook because, you know, they're designed to go with that particular bait. So finesse crankbaits are one that I definitely do not, you know, upsize as much with my treble hooks. Now, this next one is probably the most important one to pay attention to the hook size, because it really affects the overall buoyancy or lack thereof, and can affect the action. And that is with a suspending jerkbait. So a suspending jerkbait, just so much time has been put into each of these baits as far as designing them to have the right amount of weight. You really do not want to mess with, you know, adding any more weight to these baits, unless you're trying to deliberately tweak the action or the buoyancy of these baits to get a certain fall rate, or to make it suspend it a little bit better. You know, if you've got the perfect weighted bait already and it's sitting in the water column exactly like you want, do not change the hooks to a bigger hook. In fact, you've got to be very careful not to change the same size hooks out with a hook that it may be the same exact size, but it actually has a heavier gauge wire, because that adds extra weight. In baits like this is the Berkley Stunna. Hate saying the name, but it is a really, really good suspending jerkbait, but it is very, very temperamental. It's designed already to have a very slow fall, but I tried, you know, replacing the hooks that come stock with a hook that was the same exact size, but it just happened to be a little bit heavier duty, the 930, and it would sink a little bit further. So I actually had to downsize even more. And sometimes what I'll do is I might put like a slightly larger hook on the front to keep the nose down, and then do 2 smaller ones on the back. But a suspending jerkbait is definitely one of those baits that you have to be very, very careful with when it comes to replacing hooks. You need to make sure that you test it before you change the hooks out, and then test it afterwards, and make sure that you've got the exact right fall rate and or suspension that you're looking for, to, you know, suspending in the water column. So overall, those are just some of my thoughts. They're just from my experience, and so I'd like to hear what you have to say about you know, what baits you can actually change the hook size and it doesn't affect them, or vice versa. It does truly affect their action and how effective they are. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you want some TBL 930s, make sure you go to 44tackle.com. I'm going to put a link in the description below, as long as I can find it. And if you end up buying through that link, you get 10% off of your order, and I get a little kickback. You can support my channel, Sonar Fishing. So thank you guys very much. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'll see you out on the water.